My job is to keep my family safe. By the nature of being born into this position, and with everything else that comes with it, and the level of hate that has been stirred up in the last 3 years, especially against my wife and my son.
Is my mom outside with Archie?
I'm genuinely concerned for the safety of my family.
A lot of drama. That's from the new Netflix docuseries Harry and Meghan, dropped today. A lot of buzz, a lot of hype, a lot of criticism. Now, there's this undertone to it, these claims of racism about the royal family. How real is this? How much should it matter? Royal commentator Victoria Arbiter, who has been, for longer than either of us want to say, educating me about this. And I am a known agnostic, right? I'm an American. We created this country in opposition to a monarchy, but Americans do have a fascination. Why is this getting so much wattage? What are the issues here?
I think the primary reason it's getting so much attention is because Harry and Meghan are telling the story themselves. Their feeling was everybody else has been telling our story, but now we want you to hear it directly from us. And Chris, unlike anything we've ever seen from the royal family before, there is a wealth of private family photos from their private albums. There are video diaries. We've never seen that before. There's a fair bit of footage of their children. Harry mentions several times the word consent, and I think his feeling was that he wanted to release all of this footage because he chooses to, and not because they've been papped out on a walk or because the royal family or the taxpayers have demanded to have access to their children. So this is very much on their terms.
So the basic suggestion is he marries the American, Markle, who's brown, and that was found as beneath the dignity of the family, and that there is racism, and that she was a victim of that, and that's why they left. Is that shown in this documentary, and is that something that you think is real and true?
They're getting more and more towards that being the theme of this piece. And certainly I think in the next 3 episodes that are going to air, we're going to hear a lot more about that. I would never presume to say to a person of colour whether or not they have experienced racism. I think Meghan Markle experienced a variety of isms during her time in the royal family. And I suspect, again, I don't want to speak for her, but I suspect she felt marginalised on several occasions. When she first married in, the press was off the charts in terms of positivity. The crowds were thrilled to see her. The royal family, by all appearances, certainly seemed very, very welcoming towards her. I think where Harry and Meghan started to struggle is that the royal family didn't speak out publicly on behalf of them in terms of issuing support. They typically don't. It's not really the route they follow. They've got this old mantra, never complain, never explain. The idea being if you give a story more oxygen, it's only going to gain further traction. And I think that's where Harry and Meghan felt particularly let down. I think, yes, there were elements of racism in the coverage, not just in the UK, overseas as well. But when Harry and Meghan, and I think this is important to note, when they first announced they were leaving the royal family on January 8th, 2020, race was never mentioned. They said they were leaving because they wanted to be financially independent. They wanted to carve out a new progressive role within the monarchy. That suggests they wanted to stay connected to the monarchy. They wanted a reasonable expectation of privacy. They wanted to pursue their charitable endeavours. And they wanted control of the narrative. And I think that's what they have gained from this Netflix series.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.